Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. Apparently, it's Bring Your Idiot Dogs to Work Day. Would you get them to quit making so much noise over there?
What would you like me to do?
I don't know.
Smother them with a pillow until they pass out?
No. Our dogs have little jingle bell things on their collar. And Heidi thinks it'd be a great idea to bring them in the studio. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, you girls, would you sit down,
They're
please?
fine.
Sit.
Just
sit.
keep going.
Good. Hey, they listened to me. They're both sitting before I even said that. Hey, according to the International Egg Commission, Hungarian men eat an average of 300 eggs a year, making them the leading egg consumers in the world.
Really?
Yeah,
They must be hungry.
That's a lot less than one a day. If they had an egg every day, it'd be 365. Come on, guys. Step up to the plate. I am probably the world's leading egg consumer because I'll have a couple of eggs for breakfast here
Not
and
every
there.
day, though.
Oh, I'm going to start. I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records one way or another. Coming up later, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. We got room for one more quick story.
Sure.
Audi has a concept car that has a built-in espresso machine between the front seats.
What?
I can't imagine that ending well.
That's not a good
It's
idea.
a terrible idea. All right. Coming up, some special stuff happening today. We'll tell you about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today,
I
John?
thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, September the 6th. You'll notice I'm speaking slowly because we only have one thing on here.
Oh.
I was looking for my
I
list.
was wondering what was going on.
I thought I had somewhere I got a list of other stuff.
Maybe it was Speak Slowly Day or something.
Hey, it is.
It is Speak
It is
Slowly
speak very
Day.
slowly and stretch this break out as long as you can day. No, it's Another Look Unlimited Day.
I have no clue what that means.
Another Look Unlimited Day.
Alrighty
What the
then.
heck does that mean?
There you go.
You'd think if there's only one thing the day after Labor Day, it'd be something good. So for those of you looking for a day to have as like the national day of whatever, today would be a good day. Do it quick and send it to me. All right. Coming up here in a bit, we've got many other fun things. Tuesdays with Charlie on the way. Looking forward to chatting with Charlie. I got some good questions for him today. Looking forward to stumping that chump. And we've got many other fun things all on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time too. You decide when the messages are sent and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A man injures his back and he has one heck of a time finding a ride back home from the hospital.
Okay.
This happened in Romania. Mitev Jordanov, sure I nailed that.
I'm sure you did.
He's a contractor by trade. Well, he hurt his back when he was working and he was on like a building site. After a few days in the hospital, doctor said, hey, you can go home, but you have to stay laying flat on your back. So he was working in a remote village when this all happened, hundreds of miles from home. Local laws prohibit ambulances from transporting people unless they're in serious danger, which he was not. Taxi drivers refused to take him because they were not properly insured, so they couldn't get him home. He said, I have to lay completely flat. So guess what he had to do? He had to get a ride home in a hearse, and he was in a coffin all the way back to Romania. How awful would that be?
Yeah, that would be awkward.
He says, it was the only way we could think of to make sure that I could stay completely flat all the way home. So I don't think I'd want to do that.
How would they get him in there without him bending?
Well, they just picked him up and laid him in a coffin. He was in a hospital bed, so they took him off that, laid him into a coffin.
But you wouldn't think a stretcher that they had him laying on would fit inside a coffin. You'd think they'd have to take him off of the off of the stretcher to put him into the coffin. That would bend his body.
I wasn't there when Mitev was put into this thing.
I'm just saying.
It sounds like you want a webcam video of this. If it's out there, we'll find it. All right. Coming up, We've got your brain on drugs. We've got your moment of duh. We've got your scoop of the day. This one happened in Romania, and you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. Sometimes you get the munchies, like, I don't know, when you're drunk or when you're stoned. Take a listen to this. A man in Bismarck was arrested at a grocery store. Workers found him at a table in the deli eating avocados, cake, and other items. He's 38. He was intoxicated and had a hearty spread, including cake, cookies, plums, and more in the deli area at Cashwise Foods. They said the avocado pits and pistachio shells were all over the floor.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was sitting next to a table that had even more garbage all over it. The man told officers he had no money, had no idea how he was going to pay for the food. They arrested him on theft and misdemeanor charge of theft, and the dude was completely smashed.
This is why you don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry. Everybody says, don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry.
You don't go when you're intoxicated and stoned. That
And
would
hungry.
be better. Hungry too, but let's
I
steer
think the
clear of
hunger
those.
was the worst part of it. I think
Yeah.
if he had
Oh,
not
yeah.
been hungry but was intoxicated, I've gone to the
That was
grocery
the
store
worst part.
intoxicated.
Sure.
And I don't sit and eat a bunch of food in the middle of an aisle.
All right. Coming up, your moment of duh. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
To what extreme would you go to get the day off of work? Well, James Ralph Snyder and Mary Jo Elizabeth Jensen of Waterloo, Iowa, filed a fake obituary saying that Mary Jo's 17-year-old son died, so that way they could get some time off from their work. Well, they'd previously used the son's illness as a way to miss even more work days. The plot was foiled when the son was spotted at a restaurant alive and well, not sick at all, not dead at all. But that's not how the police found out. The police found out from the son, who reported their little scam.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm sick and tired of them using me as the excuse. I'm not sick. I'm not dead.
Why would you even...
But I am sick of my parents telling people that I'm sick and dead.
Yeah, why would you even play those kinds
don't
of games
know.
with your son's life?
don't know.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. So for those of you who are planning on doing that to get, a longer weekend, bad idea. Don't do it. Coming up, we've got the World Gravy Wrestling Championships. Yeah, that's a thing. We're going to tell you about that in a bit.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Something I didn't even know of, and I don't know that it's necessary, but England's greatest gravy wrestlers recently gathered to grapple in a pool of 400 gallons of gravy. There's a lot of G's in that sentence. Crowd of more than 1,000 people watched as they went through the world's annual Gravy Wrestling Championships. This is a thing. Would you go to that?
No.
Nor would I. Doesn't
No,
sound,
I have no interest.
Bet it would be a mess. It's each bout lasts about 2 minutes. The winner is determined on the basis of wrestling skill and entertainment value. Awards are given to male and female champions of the gravy. So there you go. Not exactly sure why you would want to do that. Doesn't even sound remotely fun to me.
No, not even a little.
And imagine how messy.
And I wouldn't want to watch it. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. Florida pizzeria security camera was rolling when a postal carrier drove up to a dumpster in her truck and unloaded hundreds of pieces of mail. That's not good. Louis Rodano, owner of Luigi's Pizza in San Carlos Park, said he was shocked when a security camera reported this incident. So hopefully that person is no longer working for the Postal Service.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine that? Hundreds of pieces of mail. Like, I'm not going to deliver this stuff.
It's quitting time. I'm
Yeah,
just going to
I'm
throw
done.
these away.
I think I'm finished. Yes, you are. Doctors in central China are skeptical of a woman's claims that she has been an expectant mother for more than 17 months. The 20-something said she became pregnant February of 2015. When she didn't give birth in November, she began to worry. Doctors said they are perplexed by the prolonged pregnancy. What's the deal
All
with
sorts
it?
of, yeah.
They put all the G's in one sentence and all the P's in this one. The perplexing prolonged pregnancy was perplexing. They said they have their doubts, and the woman has refused to undergo an ultrasound.
Oh, of course.
They say there's no evidence, medical or otherwise, to suggest that she has been pregnant for 17 months. Meanwhile, some guy somewhere is like, one of these days we're going to have that baby she said that she was going to have.
Aww.
Pretty sure that's what's going on there. I ain't no dummy. I figured that out without even knowing for sure what the story was all about. So that happened in China. Moving right along, did you know that your brain boots up in the morning like a computer? As we yawn and open our eyes, our brain sends a little puff of nitric oxide to other parts of the brain, the thalamus, then directs elsewhere. Mine didn't do that today. Like a computer booting up at an operating system before running more complicated programs, the nitric oxide triggers certain functions that set the stage for more complex brain operations. I just need to yawn more often. That's what happened. I'm having a heck of a time today. You're just sitting over there just reveling in the fact that
I'm actually concerned for our listeners. You may want to explain that you're not, in fact, a physician, so they understand that you're just reading a story, because it sounds so professional and so well prepared.
I ain't no doctor.
You sound like such a learned man.
For those of you who think I was a doctor, I ain't one. All right. Can I move on now?
I love you, babe.
Yeah, thank you. What did I just do, though, while you were making fun of me?
Put on your glasses, so hopefully that helps a little.
They were sitting behind me, my reading glasses. So let's see as I tackle this next story. A new study found that those who drink a fair amount of sweetened sodas and fruit drinks, whether diet or regular, have an increased risk of depression. Java drinkers, on the other hand, have a slightly lower risk of the blues. The study was presented at the American Academy of Neurology's annual meeting in San Diego.
There you go. Look at that. What a difference glasses make.
I know. I should wear these every day.
You should wear these every day.
I'm supposed to. And our last story. We already know getting enough sleep plays a huge role in health, from maintaining a healthy weight and staving off the common cold to just plain keeping you sane. Research is showing that getting enough sleep may also slow down the aging process and keep your body younger for longer. Researchers at Duke graduate school in Singapore. What? Oh, there's a different, Duke and NUS graduate school in Singapore. I was thinking Duke is in Singapore? I never knew that. No, two different schools. Even the glasses didn't help with that. They found that when older adults sleep less, their brains actually age faster. So, moral of the story, get a little more sleep and you'll stay young forever, or at least longer.
See, you need to just let me sleep in every day.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
When it comes to politics, quite often you have an opinion, especially for this election. How would you like a platform to let your opinion be heard? PoliticalStorm.com is that platform. It's a website with news from both sides, and you can chime in on any story, and you can add your own stories. You may even be invited to join me on my podcast for a chance to share your opinion, whether we agree or not. Sign up today at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice as well. PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
Hey, maybe we should change it to like Wednesdays with Bob or something.
No. Well, who the heck is Bob? We don't want to talk to him. We like talking to you.
Oh, okay.
What kind of stuff we can learn about today, mister?
Let's see here. Let's start with this. And of all the names in the world, which ones do you think's dying out when people have babies?
So, like, which names are going away?
Just which name is really almost died out?
Mildred.
Well, you're not even close.
How about
Gary?
Gary?
Oh.
I guess when I come to think of it, I don't know many young kids named Gary.
I don't know anybody named Gary.
Unless their dad's name is Gary, because like Gary the second and third, I could see those. But
yeah, no, back in 2013, there was only 450 new Garys registered.
Ooh, not many Garys. How many Mildreds, though?
He probably doesn't have that information on.
Yeah.
Mildred's not even a name anymore.
So I was more right than you think.
Hey, you guys go to a lot of movies.
Yeah.
You remember when they had Cry Room?
I remember the movie.
I don't remember that movie.
A movie. They had rooms in the theater.
Oh. Well, what the heck am I thinking of? That wasn't a movie?
That should be a movie. It sounds like it could be a scary movie.
What am I thinking of? What's that? I don't know.
That's probably way before you were born they had them rooms.
Crying? So if
For
you wanted
what?
to cry, you could go in that room?
Also, if your baby was raising hell, you could take them in there and still
Why
watch the movie
would
and
you
not bother anybody.
take a baby to a movie theater?
A lot of people did back in the olden days.
I don't have a sitter, so I'm going to just bring the kids.
Family theaters.
Enjoy.
They were family theaters for infants.
You idiots.
My daughter loved Gone with the Wind.
I bet you a lot of your listeners know about the cry rooms.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
It
don't
was
know.
the biggest movie of the year. Oh, it wasn't a movie?
Coming out soon. Hey, then back in 1956, the U.S. government placed beer near a nuclear explosion to see if it would still be drinkable after a nuclear fallout.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
See, there you go.
So we don't have to worry about that part.
Then the cockroaches will have something to drink.
Stock up now.
Hey, then here's something in the same line there. If you or your pet, and I don't know why you would do it, but accidentally consumed antifreeze,
Yeah.
vodka can be used as an antidote.
Really?
Really?
And I always have vodka in my house, so
Well, now there's a good excuse to have it.
if you're over there and you want to drink a little antifreeze, we can take care of that.
Oddly enough, I think vodka is a remedy for lots of things.
It sure helps.
Stress, depression, anxiety.
Hey,
Got a hangnail? You need to drink some vodka.
here's something. When trains were introduced in the U.S., many people believed that women's bodies were not designed to go at 50 mile an hour, and that their uteruses would fly out of their bodies if they were accelerated to that speed.
Well,
Did that ever happen, though? Not a single case of that ever happening, is there?
Well, I don't know. It might be one. Don't go on that train. One last thing here for you.
what's that?
This Dr. Seuss, he's a kid's book, right?
Yeah.
Theodore Geisel, yeah.
His first publication book was entitled
What?
Was it the one
Pocket
about
Book of Boners.
what?
That was his first book.
And it was a bunch of jokes, wasn't it?
No, I don't know what it was. I didn't read that stuff.
I think it was a bunch of jokes. That's what they called them back then.
His Book of Boners.
Okay, we'll take your word
Dr.
for it.
Seuss, he was a hell of a guy, wasn't he?
Apparently. You ready for a question, Charlie?
Whip it on me.
All right. How many rivers are there in Saudi Arabia?
3.
No, 0.
0.
0, not a single
You
one.
actually were pretty close.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to say 200 or something.
No, that's Heidi would have guessed. No, 0, not a single river in Saudi Arabia.
I'll be darned.
I'll give you another one here. Take a guess at this one. How long is the Statue of Liberty's index finger?
Oh.
Index finger.
Yeah.
13 feet.
Ooh, not bad. 8 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, you're getting close there. If I gave you like
Jeez.
10 more tries, you'd probably get one right.
There you got her.
All right. Well, Charlie, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you again next week.
I'll be here.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law, we talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call...
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Yeah, what she said.
John and Heidi.
This is the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. When you join, you'll be giving them the set of numbers that you want them to play, and that's what they will play for you. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that's RadioLottoPool.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
More species of fish live in a single tributary of the Amazon River than in all of the rivers in North America combined.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how many fishes there are there in the Amazon River. There's a whole lot of fishes.
Must be.
Plenty of fishes in the Amazon, is like the old saying goes. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Excuse me. That was not the fun fact. 74% of American women say their biggest dating turnoff is foul language. Do you agree?
No.
I would say Heidi's biggest dating pastime is foul language.
It must not be a turnoff for you because you ended up marrying me.
This is going to be interesting. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you are over 100 years old, there's an 80% chance you are a woman.
We read that story that if you're
Yes.
that women have a better chance of reaching 100.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Benjamin Franklin invented swimming fins. I didn't know that. That's cool. And George Washington loved to play marbles.
Really?
Some good stuff to know there. All right, couple of fun facts for you on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business if it's done right. You can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time too. You decide when the messages are sent and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. It's the 6th day of September as we're kind of cruising into fall. I know I was talking about spring cleaning. Is there fall cleaning too, or just
I don't
spring
think
cleaning?
so. I think it's just spring cleaning.
All
I've
right.
never heard the phrase fall cleaning.
Let's stick with that because they say, according to this story, here's the headline, a clean house can make you sick. Do
I
you
agree with
this?
that. I absolutely agree with this.
Why
This
do
is
you
why
think
we are
that
all
is?
so healthy.
I know, I'm as healthy as a horse.
Because I think if you're exposed to germs, your body can build up immunities to germs. So
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Well, let's
if
read the story.
you're living in this pristine environment and then you leave that environment, your body goes into shock if it comes into any sort of a germ at all. So
Yeah, that doesn't happen around here. Although I will say, my wife over here,
it doesn't happen.
I refer to you as Tidy Heidi because you are
I'm
pretty
very
darn tidy.
tidy, but I'm not like clean.
Yeah, like you don't dust.
I don't dust.
Don't do that.
Why? It's just going to get dusty again.
I can barely see out our windows.
That's not true.
Somebody here? I don't know. I saw something blurry.
If I know somebody's coming, I'll really quick dust. But otherwise, I'm like, why? It's just going to get dusty again. It's so pointless.
We don't even own a vacuum.
We don't own a vacuum.
We had one until last week. She made me throw it away. So
It was awful. I would have been better off getting on my hands and knees on the floor and sucking dirt up with my mouth.
It
than
kind of
trying
reminded
to
me
do it with
of
that
Lily
vacuum
Munster's vacuum because when she vacuumed,
blows
it would
the
blow
dust
more
out.
dust out. So, moving back over to this. Don't keep your house too clean. It can make you sick. Researchers have found that people who live in immaculate homes that are never exposed to any bacteria have problems that are actually really bad things. Things like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. I don't know if I said any of that right.
What would a clean house have to do with those two particular diseases?
Because here's the thing. You're exposed to little bits of bacteria that help you become a little more immune to that kind of thing. So if you have no immunization to that, then you get these ailments because all of a sudden you got, those things going
But those are both ailments of the anus. So how would that have anything to do with a clean house?
Don't know the answer, but I'm glad that you threw that word in there. So, kids in the car, ask mom, what does that mean? Moving right along. Coming up, we're going to talk about a guy that was so sick of racism, he painted himself. Yeah, that's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Let's talk business. If you're in business, you need a website. Come on, it's 2016. Do you really think the internet thing is not going to catch on? Many business owners that don't have a website think it's just too expensive. Well, now it's not. You can actually build a website setup for less than $30 a month. If you need help designing it or just laying something out, we're here to help you. Get a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. You can actually build the site and see it online for free during this trial. So why not check it out at radiosavings.com.
A man paints himself white because he couldn't get a job, and he says it's due to racism. Romanian man painted himself white, threatened to jump off of the roof of a block of flats because he's sick of being unemployed. Ariel Herda has complained that the government is whitewashing the economy. Fire crews and medical staff finally convinced him to come down. Did he think that was going to get him a job?
Right. Everybody like, I'm going to hire that man.
It
He's
seems
thinking
like
outside of the box.
Like he's got it all together right over there.
Yeah.
So I'm really sad to hear that things are that bad.
Maybe
Again,
the fact that he was unstable is why he didn't have a
I
job
was
to
just gonna say
begin
that.
with.
I'm sad to hear that there are issues in Romania, but I think this guy would have issues wherever he is. If you're going to do something like that, If you're going to paint yourself and then, climb on the roof of a building and make a mockery of whatever, maybe you ever think maybe that you're the
maybe
problem?
not employable.
I don't know. I just can't imagine that you put that on a resume that it's going to help you. Can you start today?
You remember me? I'm the guy that was on the roof all painted white.
Yeah. Speaking of resumes, we got some resume white lies coming your way here in a bit, and going to be talking about teeth. An interesting teeth story on the way.
John and Heidi.
When it comes to politics, quite often you have an opinion, especially for this election. How would you like a platform to let your opinion be heard? PoliticalStorm.com is that platform. It's a website with news from both sides, and you can chime in on any story, and you can add your own stories. You may even be invited to join me on my podcast for a chance to share your opinion, whether we agree or not. Sign up today at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice as well. PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Can a human grow new teeth after replacing their baby teeth?
After their baby teeth?
Yeah, once their baby teeth are gone and you get new teeth, once those are gone, can you get more teeth?
Not typically.
Yeah, well, a 95-year-old Vietnamese man watched his teeth gradually drop out for 20 years. He started getting new teeth now. He has about a dozen new teeth. Started teething about 5 years ago at age 90, both front and molar teeth, and they are, quote, as white as the baby teeth, end quote. He's now been able to switch away from what had become routine meals of broth to very popular steamed rice in Vietnam. He's 95. He lost his other teeth over the last 20 years. And 5 years ago, all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, new teeth pop in.
That's crazy.
So it kind of makes you wonder how that all works. Maybe when you get to a certain age, you start getting new teeth again.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I turn 95.
I have a feeling I won't find out.
Well, I will find out. Coming up, we got some white lies that found their ways onto resumes. We're going to tell you all about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Everybody bends the truth a little bit here and there, and it's probably one of those things people refer to as white lies, where you try to be polite or whatever. But is it okay to stretch the truth a little bit on a resume? All right.
It depends on how much.
Here are a few widely accepted ways that you can teeter that line without feeling like you've checked your ethics at the door. When your resume is too many pages long, you don't need to go on and on about all the experience. Maybe what you do then is just trim things short. You just do like the highlight reel. So don't tell them everything. Next, when you're an older worker and you fear age discrimination, it is illegal, believe it or not, but many companies still discriminate based on age. So it says if you list your graduation date, it's easy for them to calculate just how old you are. So they're saying just say what year, or not what year, but what school you graduated from.
Yep.
Don't say class of 1935.
Yeah.
Really? Cannot believe.
Wow, that guy's going to get an interview just because I want to see.
Is that a typo or is that for real? When your skills or passion have no significance to the job you're applying for, maybe you don't put that stuff on there. So, yeah, you're a big football fan, but how's that going to help you here at Starbucks? I'm just saying. So you got to be careful about that. Next, when you think you can learn a required skill before you start the job, don't say that you can do it. Yeah, I can do that. And then between now and then, I'm going to have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, so it's a bad idea.
Computer programmer? Sure, I can do that. You pull up on your first day of work. Big old book on the front seat, computer programming for dummies. Next one, it says, when your experience speaks volumes far more than your grades, rule of thumb, if your GPA is less than 3.0, don't put it on the resume. GPA, 6. I'm sorry, 0.6. What did I put? When you'd rather not advertise crappy references. So if you've got, not the greatest references.
Or if you left a job on bad terms, you don't want to put them down.
So they're saying that. And then These, again, are times where it's okay to use a little white lie. It says when you're unsure how to present yourself if you were fired or laid off. So it says there's no requirements to say you must state why you left any of your jobs on your resume. So you don't necessarily need to put that on there.
Right.
So saying if it's something that happened and you're not too proud of it, don't put it on there. I remember reading one thing when it was talking about things people actually put on a resume. Somebody put, I have left a trail of destruction in my wake. I was like, do they even think they're going to get an interview? No way. All right. We've got some good news on the way. I got 2 good news stories coming up.
John and Heidi.
Couple of good news stories here. Both have to do with driving, so that's why I thought this was kind of cool. An Australian Uber driver is on a mission ensuring that the young women get home safely in her country. Kathy Rairdings says she's more than once been referred to as Grandma Uber. What do you think of that? Grandma Uber. On the road for about 7 months, picking up 480 to 500 passengers per week.
Oh, wow.
She
Busy
says,
lady.
I needed to find a way to work for myself doing something I enjoyed. The 57-year-old decided to become a driver and discovered a newfound joy in her job, ensuring that young women get home safely.
Oh, that's nice.
Great story there. And one from my home state of South Dakota. Take a listen to this. I read this. This is a cool story. A teenager who walked more than 8 miles to work every day got an unexpected gift last month. South Dakota State Troopers stopped Tanner as he was walking along Interstate 229, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a few weeks ago. They learned that he was walking to and from work every day. It was like 8 miles.
Wow.
After discussing the situation with colleagues, the officers decided they would use their resources to find him a bicycle. On let me get to the right month here. On August 16th, the state troopers gave him a new bicycle, and I've got the story about that.
Oh, wow.
At Facebook.com.
How fantastic.
/John and Heidi Show. You can check that out there. I thought
Well,
that was really
that is
cool.
one heck of a kid.
That is 8 miles to work. So, someday when he's telling his grandkids, I walked 8 miles
He's telling
to
the
work.
truth.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, here's the news story to prove it.
That is
There you
insane.
go. Hats off to the South Dakota State Troopers,
Absolutely,
by the
that's
way.
awesome.
We know some South Dakota State Troopers.
Yes, we
So
do.
hats off to them for doing that. That's really,
That's
really cool.
fantastic.
I have a brother-in-law that's a state trooper
Yes,
in South
you do.
Dakota.
Yes, I do,
He's
too.
not there. Oh, yeah, you do, because you're married to me. So, cheater, tag along. You just want to be cool. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.